Now it's time for our next questioner.
Hi, my name is Jill Lewandowski. I'm the Special Education Coordinator at Phyllis Wheatley Middle School, and I'm also the Vice President of the Woodbridge Education Association. Gentlemen, after your first term in office, describe how schools will look and operate differently for students, parents, and the people who work in them.
Mr. Carney, 90 seconds.
I've laid out in some detail a plan for improving schools, working with all of you and the people of our state to improve the schools, which are so important for the success, future success of the state of Delaware. It includes making sure that every child arrives at kindergarten, first grade, ready to learn. So additional focus on early childhood education, a number of ideas to improve that. Reorganizing Department of Education. We need to get the Department of Education out of your way so that you can do the job that you do so well. Creating regional learning centers, helping principals become instructional leaders, and giving teachers the professional development and the support that you need to be successful. School improvement teams, which help you to reach the difficult challenges that you face. Developing and supporting high-quality teachers, working hard on a career ladder for each and every one of you, and making sure that you have the support you need to be successful. Focusing on middle school and high school. That's really where the challenge is for us today. We've made great progress in elementary school, but we're losing kids in middle school and high school, and that's a big challenge. We all need to work together to make sure that that gets done. Changing the student assessment, the DSTP system, and No Child Left Behind, that is such a drag on all of us. Not enabling you to do the great work that you do and making sure your students make progress through the year. That's how I would change education here in the first state.
Mr. Protack.
Jill, some very simple things. At the end of 4 years, in retrospect, I want to make sure we look back and have done some very, very profound things. A different testing system, a different way of raising our money, a more efficient way of spending our money, and just treat you folks as professionals. Nothing has irritated me more in my past 4 or 5 years as my industry has unraveled. And I understand things have changed. 9/11 changed the world for all of us. But the lack of respect and the lack of gravity that my job should have but doesn't sometimes annoys me to no end. Now, I still do it, and I'm sure you do also. But at the end of those 4 years, if you work with me, it'll be a much better solution than working against me. And that's what I'm inviting you to do. Because again, I'm very confident what I stand for, what I believe in, what I want to do, but collaboration is a much more effective way of doing things than mandates.
Mr. Markell.
Jill, thank you for the question. Some of what you're about to hear may sound familiar because a lot of this is what I learned from you and Wendy and others when I sat down with you at Phyllis Wheatley a couple years ago. You asked specifically for concrete ways about how the schools would look different. That's my understanding of the question. Number one, the DSTP will be gone. DSTP will be gone, and it will be replaced with an assessment tool that makes sense along the lines of what we talked about earlier. Secondly, working conditions. You know, one of the things that I heard over and over again from teachers, undoubtedly, you all do want more money, you want more compensation, but you know what else you want? You want the right working conditions. You want the right kind of collaborative environment with your principal. You want to be respected. You want your time to be respected. So that's the second piece. Next, I'd change the September 30th date. I don't think the September 30th date helps anybody. Next, I would implement some of these recommendations of the lead committee in terms of saving money on purchasing, on energy, on leveraging school design and materials, because I mean every dollar that we free up there is a dollar that we transfer from vendors to the classroom. I mean, it's just crazy. That money is sitting out there. The money is being spent. It belongs in the classroom and not being sent to publishers all over the country when we could be saving money on that and all kinds of other items. And finally, I'd really be focused on the issue of school safety. I'd make sure that the schools have what they need to be safer and to make sure that we're doing everything in terms of alternative education for kids who cannot succeed in the traditional classroom.
Mr. Carney, 30 seconds.
When you think about all the things we want to do, it's going to take money. And so I work hard every day to make sure that our economy is strong and growing, because that's the only way we generate revenue that provides the necessary resources for schools and other programs in our state. And secondly, I would look at administrative efficiencies. There are a series of recommendations from bus transportation to purchasing to administrative support services that we can put together and get great efficiencies. We can use those dollars to do the things that we want to do in the classrooms. Again, focusing on giving you the supports that you need to be successful.
Mr. Markell. I'm sorry, Mr. Protack.
Do we look like?
No.
That's a joke. Jill, something else I think we ought to do is hire our teachers much sooner. I can't imagine waiting until September, October for that official count to do that. I think to get the best and brightest, you have to have access to them. I think that's a unique concept we need to adopt. I fully support alternative schools. I don't know how you can teach without classroom discipline. I had the miracle of a computerized lockdown door and air marshals to enforce the airplane. I don't know how you do it. And I commend you for keeping your self-control. I would do those things also.
Mr. Markell.
Well, the Lieutenant Governor mentioned a focus on efficiency, but much of his plan revolves around the creation of these regional learning centers, which to me doesn't sound efficient at all. I mean, it's basically taking what exists within, to some extent, the Department of Education, what should be existing, what is happening at the University of Delaware and Delaware State University, and putting it out into all the counties. I mean, I want to make sure that as we make money available, it's going directly into the classroom where it can make a real difference.